your parents were kind of a middle-class family that you had it pretty easy growing up.
Yeah.
I grew up in a situation where my dad did not really have a spiritual focus in life. And I love my dad, and he passed away about 3 years ago. But because he didn't have that spiritual focus, it caused a lot of problems in our family. We had our electricity shut off. At one point, we had our house foreclosed on. And there was, anyway, just different things happened.
Those are painful
that were, you really grow closer to God through the difficult times instead of through the easy times.
It's Tuesday, May 18th, and you guys, I swear, every time I step away to try to do any research for anything else to cover, I get another lead. And let me just tell you that there has been so much happening within the IBLP and with people that have been holding on to secrets for a very long time, and people are ready to share, and I have been working on that for like hours today, which is why I'm a little bit late. But I have one update we're gonna do right now about Derick Dillard and a message that he has for Jim Bob Duggar. But then later today, I want you to hold your pants on. I've got some intel that Jim Bob Duggar was hiding out one of the IBLP like keynote speakers, like top people in this group, his grandson, who got into a bunch of trouble, kind of like Josh, but with someone that wasn't related. And it's just a pattern in this group, and it seems like the IBLP is trying to hide it, and I'm just going to try to connect some dots for you guys later in the next video. So stay tuned for that. This update is all about Derick Dillard. So yes, last week we saw that there was people from their previous church, the Duggars' previous church, and his friend Clark, Wilson, whose son Jacob basically came out and told Jim Bob Duggar to stop protecting Josh. Derick Dillard's been up on Twitter saying all kinds of things, but he hasn't really said like anything specific about this situation going on right now. In an interview with The Sun, they basically just said that they want justice if this is actually true, and that was kind of it. And this morning, Derick put out a tweet that was a Proverbs tweet. It was a Proverbs verse, and then I did some digging, and I know exactly what Derick Dillard is trying to say with this. And it's interesting because he makes this tweet the day after his wife turns 30. So Jill yesterday turned 30 years old, and Jill spent the day with her aunt Deanna and her cousin Amy, along with her husband and her children. Jill was with the family that she's still connected to and has a relationship with. And then the following morning, Derick puts out this tweet, and it seems to be directed at Jim Bob, and I want to tell you what it says. So Derick's tweet that he posted this morning says this: "A man of great wrath will pay the penalty, for if you deliver him, you will only have to do it again." The tweet, which is from Proverbs 19, verse 19, chapter 19, verse 19, is actually a smaller clip of a full paragraph. And so what I did is I popped that verse into Bible Hub to get the full context, because what I've noticed a lot of times with these fundamentalists, they love to pull out like a single verse or a single sentence, and you're just supposed to figure it out without any context. So what I did was I popped the verse into Bible Hub to see what does this mean, and then it gave me the full context of the previous like couple verses and the following ones for the full paragraph. So the full paragraph it's called "The Man of Integrity," and it says this: "Discipline your son, for in that there is hope. Do not be the party to his death. A man of great anger must pay the penalty. If you rescue him, you will have to do so again. Listen to counsel and accept discipline, the way that you may be wise the rest of your days." So he shared, "A man of great wrath will pay the penalty. If you deliver him, you will only do it again." That's the King James version, but in the normal, like I think NLT version, which is the version I can understand of the Bible, "A man of great anger must pay the penalty. If you rescue him, you will have to do so again." Basically, it's a message to Jim Bob indirectly through Bible. And I like how they're doing this. His sister Deanna was doing this too, because I feel like they know that Jim Bob isn't going to listen to reason, but they're going to try to direct him to God, because that's what Jim Bob claims to believe in. He claims to be a Christian. He claims to espouse Christian beliefs. And yet every time I look around, I see none of that. And I see that a lot with the men in the IBLP. And what I got out of that was this. I said, and I shared this on my Instagram, and in my Instagram I said this: I believe this is a message to Jim Bob Duggar that he must accept what Josh has done. Because Jim Bob has covered up Josh's crimes over and over again, Josh has never had to be held responsible or accountable. I believe that the verse is saying that Jim Bob's lack of action has led to Josh's continuing to reoffend. Stop rescuing Josh and let the justice be served. Basically, if you keep rescuing him, you're going to have to keep rescuing him. So you need to allow your son to pay the price. Derick is telling Jim Bob, do the right thing. Stop protecting him. Stop bailing Josh out. Stop telling Josh or paying for his attorneys. Everyone has a different way of they're going to say things. You know, Jacob, the friend, was basically like telling him like everyone knows Josh is guilty. Derick, I believe, is sort of saying the same thing. Like, Jim, every single time that you rescue Josh, it just gives Josh more opportunity to continue to reoffend. And then you have to rescue him again. And you're spending your whole life rescuing. So why do dads in the IBLP do this? It's all about the family name. It is so weird, but they are obsessed with the good family name and they don't want anything to tarnish it. And because so many of these people in this cult are grifters, meaning they use their public perception or public persona to like sell you something. So the Duggars use their blog and they use their website and they use their show to minister to you. That's what they say. And to recruit you into their cult. And they also sell you different products and different resources. And they are using social media in a way to be the face of the IBLP and be the face of Christianity, and their brand depends on them having a clean image, because what Josh has done does not match the fact that they're like, well, we have all these Christian principles that we live by and we are such a great family, and if you just follow what we do, everything will work out, when in truth, your rules didn't seem to work because Josh is doing all this stuff, and instead of actually holding him accountable and getting him help and stuff, you are just covering it up, sending him away, sending him to dig a ditch, whatever it is. And Derick is saying, Jim Bob, you need to stop. So that makes me believe that Derick and Jill actually they are not on Jim Bob's side at all. Okay. And it makes me also believe that Derick and Jill believe that Josh is guilty. I mean, who else doesn't believe that Josh is guilty, right? That's crazy. I think it's wild if you didn't believe him. Now, I want to point something else out, because yesterday, this is what Derick said to Jill on her birthday. Happy 30th birthday to my beautiful bride. These past 7 years have been extremely trying, but navigating life with my best friend has not only made it more bearable, but also exciting and adventurous. Your Christ-like attitude continues to inspire and challenge me to be more like our Savior, Jesus Christ. You are an amazing wife and mother. Thank you for who you are and the sacrifices you constantly make for our family. I love you and I love our boys, you too. He's saying like the last 7 years have been horrible. Can you imagine Derick walking into this mess? Could you imagine any spouse walking into this mess, especially the guys? Yikes. And you're not from this world, because Derick is a born Southern Baptist and he's not in the fundamentalist Baptist world. He didn't grow up in the IBLP. He went to public school. He went to public college. He just got his law degree. Like, can you imagine what a mind F this must have been for Derick, because he's so used to like probably following like the rules of the land, which, by the way, I know there's this rumor going around that Jim Bob's working with prosecutors to cut a deal against Derick because something appeared on like Crazy Days and Nights. I don't know anything about that, and I wouldn't give it any credence at this point, because a blind item that was turned into something else, they don't source it, so I can't say that it's true, but I highly doubt it. Jill Dillard had this to say on her birthday. So thankful for the amazing family time and fun birthday celebrations the past few days. I think I learned well from my little brother Josiah how to milk a birthday. Thanks, babe Derick, for the fun and thoughtful celebrations. Everyone else for the well wishes and gifts. Happily ready for my 30s now. So she just turned 30 and they went out of town. They went camping for a few days, and she actually took the kids on a trip to sort of disconnect. And I think that's good. Like, they got off the grid and kind of like didn't have cell service. Coming up on her birthday, they went on a family trip, and this is what she said. We escaped for a couple nights to the Buffalo River, Arkansas. It was nice to get away from in nature together on Derick's break. Having no cell service and Wi-Fi is nice sometimes. We hiked, swam, camped, and s'mored saw lots of critters and even some elk, explored and just chilled as much as you can chill with 2 active kids begging for attention. Thank you. You were good. Steel Creek, Buffalo River. You were good to us. Looking forward to next time. So she and Derick got away as a family to get away and get offline, which is amazing. Like, I'm so glad she's doing all of these things. Now, the interesting thing I will also note is that she got some shout outs from some of her sisters, also some of Josh's victims who said happy birthday on her post. So she got a happy birthday from Joy, which said, happy birthday, Jillo, I love you. And then Ginger gave her a shout out too that said, happy birthday, Jill, love you so much. Interesting to note that Jill did not respond to either sister. She liked their posts, but did not respond. She then went thrift shopping with her aunt Deanna and Amy, her cousin, and they had some snow cones. And she didn't respond to either one of them. Her parents threw up the thing on their story saying happy birthday, Jill, 2 stories back to back, and that was it. And Jessa didn't say anything. There wasn't a lot of activity. I don't know, some of the kids just might not be online right now, but none of her other siblings said happy birthday to her. So the Duggars said happy birthday, and then Ginger and Joy. So that's what we have right now. Derick says to Jim, stop hiding this. Now, Derick had made this comment like a long time ago that what's going on in the IBLP is like akin to Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm going to tell you why in the next video about what's going on with some of these guys and why this is a way bigger story than just Josh Duggar. Stay tuned for the next episode. Bye, guys.